Hey, what's up? Welcome back, everyone to Pandela channel. This is the first video of the new Warzone Pacific map. Today, I'm going to be telling you the best settings that you should be running in-game. I'm going to get right into the action. If you enjoy this content, make sure to drop like and of course, subscribe for more Warzone content. So we're going to cover the keyboard and mouse settings, controller settings. And the most importantly, the graphics settings, and those graphics settings were worked on by someone in the community named Fav. He is a PC optimization specialist. It's going to get you the best frames while also retaining high quality settings. But for all my controller players in the comments, real quick, I want to help you guys out. This is what I'm running in Caldera. I've got default. You need to input your dead zone to whatever is fitting to you and your controller. So for you need to make sure that you are not having any stick drift. If you are having stick drift, push it up. It's all dependent on your controller, but you want your dead zone as low as you possibly can. Max input, I don't know why that's not at 100, but hey, I rock 77.8. That allows me to turn really quick with the dynamic response curve, but then I bring down my adds to 0.8. Which kind of refines it as I'm aiming at a distance. 0.001 and 7 seconds. It's a very common thing that you'll see is people rock like 6, and 0.85 or 7 and 0.8. Totally up to you guys. From there, I rock no controller vibration. And just a standard scale assist with FAV is disabled. A lot of people say enable it, but a lot of the, competitive players 8 and Biffle, they're all rocking disabled, and I personally like it disabled more as well. And I think the reason why I like it disabled is it makes your aimlessness box smaller, but then you're not locking on to someone outside of their aim assist box. Right? You're not like your aim isn't slowing down 1 foot off their shoulder. It only slows down right when it hits their shoulder. That's how it feels to me. I feel like aim assist kicks in outside of where I need it to. With the other box, a weapon mount, I just adds plus melee. I don't want it to be an automatic weapon mount movement exit. That means when you move your left stick, you'll get off of it. So that's what I want. Steady aim behaviors: hold aim, downside is hold equipment, behavior is hold, and then make sure you adjust this because this changes whenever you start up the game. Armor plate behavior apply. Oh, slide tap auto move forward disabled. But I do have automatic tactical sprint enabled. There is one thing you want to take a look at if you are flying planes for your first time in this game: put this to air vehicles only. I've already rewired my brain because I've been in the planes for like 10 hours already, so it's backwards, but you want it this way. You pull back on the right stick as if you were pulling on the stick, which pulls your aircraft up. Make sure you do that. Alright, let's get into keyboard and mouse now. So for keyboard of mouse, I have my sensitivity, which is 600 dpi with 8. No special multipliers, except for air vehicles, where I have that cranked all the way up. Sensitivity multiplier is 1 outside of that. Make sure you have mouse acceleration off, no mouse smoothing heading into movement. Slide behavior needs to be tap prone behavior. I have go to that allows you to slam onto the ground. If you have it, hold it. It'll be like in phases. If you have it go to, you will just smack on the ground immediately. Airborne automatic man would have that disabled. It's going to mess with your slide, cancel, sprint, tactical toggle, auto tac sprint, and there's a new walk speed, actually, and I have that at 55% of your normal walk speed. And you can't really walk with auto tac sprint unless you jump or you do an animation. There are a couple of different ways where you can avoid automatic tactical sprint if you like, jump and then hold the jump button. It won't allow you to sprint, or if you like melee and hold the melee button, it won't allow you to sprint. Auto fully disabled, so that way it can hit the ground faster. And then all of these are to your personal preference. My biggest ones are prone on one of the mouse buttons, so I can drop, shot and continue to aim. And then I also ping with the same one. But what you guys are most likely here for is the graphics settings. I'm trying to rip through this as fast as you can. I know you guys, this time is valuable. You want to get back into the game graphics settings, right? A 144 Hz of course, that depends on your monitor and PC render resolution is 100. It's set to my display resolution. I do not use a dynamic display, and neither should you use it. So this doesn't matter. It can be whatever it is, just disable it. Aspect ratio is automatic. Disabled custom frame rate. Unlimited brightness I have slightly brighter at 60. Fortunately, with this new map to actually really well designed, you don't need that too much display gamma to point to make sure you disable highlights. I mean, you could keep the highlights or use shadow plate, but it's going to affect your performance and then definitely have NVIDIA Reflex low latency enabled plus boost. It uses a little bit more power, doesn't overclock your GPU or anything, it just keeps it spooled up and ready because this game is mainly CPU bound. But it stopped your GPU clock from spooling down, so you are constantly ready to create the next frame. Done a lot of videos on the past, haven't enabled plus boost from air quality field of view. I have it set to 120 affected camera movement. It defaults to 100%. Make sure it's as low as possible. That's going to affect some of the camera movement while you're flying, where it feels a little like floaty. It's going to affect a lot of the light camera shake if you're like in explosions, so you want that as minimal as possible. Streaming quality is low, texture resolution high. You can't put this to normal, medium, low, whatever you want, but the game looks pretty dang good at normal. I put it at normal. I would probably recommend normal. And that's what Fove suggests to texture filter in isotropic, have it at high particle quality, have it at high as well. Bullet impacts and sprays. You can have this disabled for better frames, but I haven't enabled, so I can see the bullet impacts, and I can also see the sprays. Tessellation is disabled. Dismemberment and gore effects can be enabled or disabled, but frankly, it's kind of tilting when you get shot in your limbs. I just have it disabled, and it's kind of gory. I don't want to look at that when I'm having a good day on demand texture streaming, though disabled, this will tank your face, and we also see people getting packet burst whenever they make this change. Filmic strength. So this is dependent on what you set down here. I set Smart RT2X because I like a higher fatality game. But if you were okay Smart 1 times or off, you need to set this as it says here to 1 to avoid visual noise. So I have an estimate 2 times, so I have it at 0. If you have an estimate, 1 times we're off, you put it to 1 film grain 0 DLSS definitely disabled and turn off all of the depth of field and blur that's just going to affect the quality of your game. Shadow map resolution is low, cache spot shadows and cache on shadows actually helps out a lot. Make sure you have these enabled. Particle quality low, direct X-ray tracing disabled, ambient occlusion disabled, screen space reflection disabled. For me what I like is boost low, and there's really not too much else on top of that. Make sure you are minimum square and it is rotating with you. The game is running like a dream, but I tried to do that faster, funnier and as quick as I possibly could. If you guys enjoy this content, please do me a favor and drop a like on this video. Subscribe if you want to see more and learn more about all things Caldera and Warzone Pacific will offer, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.